guys, welcome to another video. Today we'll be reviewing Terminator Salvation. This one came out in 2009 and was directed by McG and stars Christian Bale and Bryce Dallas Howard. Now before we start with that like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you know for a free video. Let's just start. Let's start talking about the good. So all the actors and actions are good enough. I really thought Christian Bale as John Connor, he was very good. Bryce Dallas Howard as Kate Connor and Sam Worthington as Marcus Wright, they were all very, very good in this film. The opening sequence, I thought it was good. It was basically just an attack on Skynet, but I thought the visuals, which I'll get into later, McG did a great job directing this film. The cinematography, which of course through the shots of cameras and lighting, is good for most of the film. I thought he did a really good job directing the film. There were some sequences that didn't look as good as it could have been, but I really, really liked the whole look of the film. The first act of the film I thought was entertaining. It sets up the characters well enough. I cared about the lead characters. The rest of them I did not really care about. But every single time you're with those lead characters, it's fun and very entertaining. The action sequences are awesome. McG did a great job with the action sequences. I thought they were very fun, very entertaining. The Terminators, which I'll get to later, but they are awesome in this film. There are many good chase sequences, of course, with the Terminators and the main characters. I thought those sequences were very, very well done. The practical and special effects were great. I really, really, really liked the practical and special effects, especially with those new Terminators. With no skin, it's just the robot. It was awesome. I really, really loved the design of the Terminators. They look creepy, but they also look like robots. So I really, really like the design. And now, when I get into the design, the original design for the Terminator I thought is phenomenal, but this one changes it and makes it creepy and original. It takes off the skin of the Terminator and it's basically just the silver, and I love the design for the Terminator. The practical and special effects, McG did a good job with using practical effects and special effects. He knew when to use special effects, and the special effects looked very well done. Practical effects were very fun to look at, and I just thought overall the effects were very good. The set designs, there are some great set designs in this film. This film sort of feels like, I would say it sort of feels like a Western, kind of a Western Terminator film, which I really, really but it keeps the original feel of the Terminator while adding new elements to it, which I really, really enjoyed the whole Western feel of the film. The second act of the film, I thought it was decent. It was entertaining enough. There is some sequences where the characters are just doing random things, which it didn't really bother me all that much because it was quick sequences here and there, but they do add up, and it takes up a good portion of the second act of the film. The third act of the film, I thought it was good enough. It was thrilling, it was interesting, and it was fun. I enjoyed the third act. It's basically John Connor, future and present, versus the Terminator, or the bad one. I thought that whole sequence was fun, entertaining. The cinematography for that sequence, there's a lot of cuts to both of the characters, but it didn't bother me all that much because I was still having a great time with that third act. There are some cool sequences in the third act. There are very cool sequences with the Terminator in the third act. There's an awesome reveal of course, the Terminator, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. I really, really liked his return. It's CGI, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. The discovery of different Terminators that were being designed is very, very interesting. That happens in the third act of the film. The characters discover new Terminators that are being designed. I thought it was great. It takes it in a more interesting way where you see new Terminators. You don't know how they're going to be used. Maybe they're going to be in different films. I don't know. But I really liked how they were exploring different designs for Terminators. The whole thing, like I stated earlier, has a futuristic Western feel to it. This film does a great job from the opening sequence to the ending sequence with keeping the same tone throughout the entire film. This is, for me at least, it was a fun film, but it knew when to be serious and it knew when to be funny, and I really, really like McG's direction for this film. The sound design, I thought it was good. It was a good sound design, good sound choice for the film, especially with the Terminators. Danny Elfman did the score for this film. All the scores are very, very well done. His Spider-Man score is by far one of the best. Or never mind, his Batman score is by far one of the best scores for a superhero film that I've ever heard. But his score, I thought it was good. It was a good score and it fit the film perfectly. And the ending sequence, I thought it was good. It was a good ending. The characters basically just leave at the end. But I thought it works because you know they're not going to make another. Well, I already know they're not going to make another sequel for Terminator Salvation. So the ending sequence worked for me. That's all the good I have. Now to move on to the bad. So some sequences in terms of cinematography look like they came straight out of a video game, or out of the arcade game, the Terminator Salvation game, which it didn't bother me too much, but it is very, very noticeable that some sequences look very, very out of proportion for a film like this. But it was still fun, but those are some things, that was one of the things that I found that didn't work for me all that well. The simple story, and it's very, very basic. I like Terminator stories, but when it's this basic, it doesn't really work well for me. But the characters do more that I can actually care about them, so the story doesn't really impact me all that much. The sequences, there are some sequences that are a bit too convenient. Um, of course, it's a Terminator film, and the lead characters are most likely going to survive, but there are many convenient sequences within this film. And the year choice. Now, 2018 is the year that they chose to represent the future. Yet, it was only 9 years from the film's release. That's an odd choice because I thought they would have used maybe 2030 or beyond. But I didn't really know why they chose a year that was only 9 years away from it. They should have probably chosen 2030, 2040. But it's just a little nitpick, but that's what I saw. And there are some slow and boring sequences in this film. And when I mean slow and boring, very slow and very boring. But there's only about one or two sequences within the whole film that are actually boring for me. Mainly in that second act of the film, there is sequences that drag. But other than that, I had a great time with this film. So Terminator Salvation is an entertaining film and an entertaining Terminator film. And I recommend it probably only to diehard fans. So I'm going to give Terminator Salvation a B-. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the post notification bell so you know for a video. I'm Peter. Thank you for watching.